entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh the magic we don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. As the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh the magic we don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh the magic we don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days, a tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days, a tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days, a tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days, a tapestry of of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes still their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh the magic we don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes still their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh the magic we don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh the magic we don't know. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the streetlights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peace the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum, city whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come. Concrete rivers flow with dreams, lost in the neon glow. Each step a gentle promise, oh, the magic we don't know. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. Trains hum like lullabies as the moonlight dances near. Cafes fill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peaceful symphony, we find a place to roam, with the city as our heartbeat. We're never far from home. As the moonlight dances near. Cafes spill their laughter while the world disappears. Sidewalks glitter softly with the memories of days. A tapestry of lives entwined in harmonious ballets. Oh, city sky, you cradle me in your warm embrace. Every corner tells a story, every face a trace. In this peace underneath the silver skyline, where the street lights hum. City whispers in the night, where the restless hearts come.
I'm back.
Rivers flow with
As you had seen, I had left for a while. My live was interrupted by a client that visited, which are most welcome. We shot with them a whole set of images. I would have wanted to, and we selected them here. And like most of you saw, I don't know whether I can show some without displaying the contact. Like all these images, and then we came here and selected, and now they are reserved for editing in a different episode. But then we can continue now with this episode. If any of you has felt that was an unnecessary distraction, my apologies. For those that are still here, thank you for waiting and sitting in. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the like so that this live is promoted by algorithm, so that more people can come watch it. The first thing you're going to do is select subject. I don't know whether Photoshop can see the subject, so we'll first add contrast to it by pressing Ctrl L, pushing in the center slider, which is contrast, and then OK. Let's rasterize it. This is just a check layer to help us select subject. Yeah, done a good job. We add a check layer, another check layer, which is a solid layer. Let's pick a strong color so that we can see what you're doing. Then we zoom in, we paint in to include what should have been included. Sampling excluded, or an edge that it guessed as part of the background and left it out. I cannot see the size of my brush, that's why. So I deactivate my capsule. I type my folders in capsule. So most times I start couple of stones. I'm painting on the mask with a white brush. Not the vector, but the mask. So I usually toggle it on to type somebody's name and contact. Then when I come back to Photoshop, I cannot see the size of my brush. It looks like a plus like this, and I cannot tell how large it is. Even if I increase its size, I still won't see it. But then if you deactivate it, or rather you toggle the caps lock off, you're going now to see the results. I know the music is loud, I've remembered, so I'll turn it down so that you can hear me clearly. We are painting in using a white brush on the mask to include the parts that were excluded. During subject select. I think I painted in excess there, so I'll undo and paint again. I'm including the chair at that point. If ever you see a part you don't know whether should be in or out, you can just switch it off and check. If not the case, then lower its opacity, and then you'll see the edges that were missed and stuff. For instance, now that I've done that, I'll see that there is a problem here, so I'll first inverse it. Toggle white and black so that it's black, and then I take it away from this part of the ear. I would normally inverse the whole mask so that I paint with white still, so that I keep consistency of painting with white to include the parts that should be included and exclude the parts that should be excluded. Zoom out slightly. think I'm overly zoomed in. There's a part here at the neck. I think because of the highlight, Photoshop assumed it's part of the background. There is a part here which we leave because it's part of the chair. There's a part here. You need to use black to paint it out. Try keep your hands as steady as you can while you paint. If it's a curve you're trying to draw and it's difficult for your hands, let me repaint this, and you wanted this curve clean, you could use pen tool. Like that one felt like a lot of work for me, so I'm part of the people who felt it's difficult. I'm not doing this one for lesson, I'm doing it because I also need it, not just for the sake of the lesson. So it's both for the lesson and for the fact that a pen tool will help me select this part well. I have not explained the pen tool in that one step, but I will when I'm doing it again down here. So you click once, click elsewhere, and if you push in, it curves out. You push out, it curves in. That's how it operates. So I don't know what's happening. It's not responding like it should. Maybe Photoshop has hanged or something. Yeah, I think it has. It has hanged. Yes, we're good. Let's start again. Then you click in, and then somewhere else drag again, in, then somewhere else drag. You want to change the course of this arrow, so click Alt and then take it back from the center, take another curve, click in, pull it so that the curve is clean, make selection, no feathering at all, then click brush, white, Alt backspace. You'll have filled it in one breath. Let's try paint the center here, still with the pen tool. Again, click, curve, click. If you push in, curves out, push out, curves in. If you pull up, curves back, pull down, curves in reverse. Now you understand. So you have to push it accordingly so that the shape stays where it should be. When you want to change the course of something, you just need to click Alt and click the center and then create a whole new direction of your curve. Make selection, zero feathering, brush, Alt backspace, and ensure that it's white. I should have said white brush. Maybe that would have helped so that one line has more meaning. Same again here. What you saw me do earlier today, aligning photos on a screen, that's what you do to select. Then a client picks the one in comparison. Initially they pick everything they like. Later we revisit what they have picked. And then we check side by side all the photos they've selected, if it's possible, or if not, we check side by side one style, or rather one theme, one idea, and then they pick the very best. Then after they have settled for what they have, then they pay, they leave. You tell them when they should expect their images, mostly 3 days, within 3 days, not beyond 3 days. And I said mostly, not always. There is a time you shoot on Christmas Day and then you edit until January 15th. So that's why I said mostly, not always. There are times that it's impossible to deliver within 3 days, even if that's what your policy says. So what is important, the policy is good when it's there, but also if there's an adjustment, be kind enough to tell that to your client. Talk to them, tell them this is what is happening. You'll have to wait. All right, now we need 2 groups. We first copy this mask up, and then click Alt and click it if it has a hole inside. A hole by black, by hole I mean the black. It is for the background, BG. Then copy it again to the top, and if click Alt and click the mask, if it has a hole inside, it should be for the subject. So inverse it by pressing Ctrl I on the keyboard, or Ctrl+I. We rename it and call it SB. For the subject, everything we need for the subject will be that. So we double click it because we need the selection of the subject. We deactivate the check layer, and then we also deactivate this layer, which was just helping us select. You can see there's too much contrast on the face, but we can still keep it. Reduce its opacity. I seem to like what it's doing. The contrast is nice, the colors are rich, like that. Then take a screenshot. Now we have a whole new one. Then go to actions and play the Brian Umo background cleanup action with an expansion of 1, feathering of 2. The blur, you pick one according to the texture of the wall you are trying to clean up. Yeah, like that. Now the background is clean. That is step 1. Step 2, a color lookup table, which is V6, as you have almost guessed. You see, it makes the skin glow, but we only want it on the skin. So we'll copy the mask and then put it in a group, inverse it, and put it back on skin alone. Let's make it soft, smooth. A little feathering will do. That's all. Now you can see the skin is separately treated, and he looks glowy, bright stuff, awesome stuff, things mothers like. Next, the background. All my edits have downloaded backgrounds in them. It's very rare cases where I do not change the background. Even when I do not actually use a downloaded one and create one, like we did in this image when we were editing it. I don't know where the edited version is. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have that project here. Yes, even when we are creating this image, when we changed the background and added across the one we created in Photoshop, still you can see it's not as plain. I don't leave things plain. So for that reason, we go get the background that we would like to use. It should look not really decent but kiddish, happy exciting, funny, bubbly, textured, something that is pleasant to look at. I may throw around many words, but ultimately you want to create something that is not distracting. Let me show you something. Maybe we drop this one, put it in the group for the background so that it goes to the background, and then restructure it so that it's somewhere on the left. That is the composition. We are recomposing. Make a copy of it. Push the one behind forward. Like that. Then blend in with the one behind by putting a mask on it and putting a gradient to it so that it seamlessly extends to the other one. Join the two by selecting both and pressing Ctrl E. That's good, but it's too sharp. It should be far from him, so we blur it up, because that's how lenses act. They blur things when things are not nearest to the focal plane. Then we add a mask. We take away this edge by just using the gradient and raising it up, then inversing it. We could also have done it in reverse, like from here down. Just ensure that you don't drag it until it's outside. You still leave it there, so ensure that you stop before the edge you're trying to remove. That's how it works. I need this part a little bright. I think it's too dark, so I'll attach a curves to it, a levels, sorry, pin it, raise the shadows like that, use the gradient, take it away from the top. I need the inverse of that. Like that, so that it's not as dark. I don't want too much contrast. The eye will be attracted to where it's dark, where there is too much contrast, too much focus, something is big and stuff like that. So that's what we are dealing with when we are editing this. I could also flip this left so that it leaves the shoe horizontal, so that it leaves the shoe alone, so that the shoe stands out. Because when it's here, I feel like it's too much going on. I want the shoe to stand out. They bought it, they paid for it so that they can see it in their photos. Why is my background? Why between their good shoe is my background passing around? You see, now we have like a general nice edit. Now we zoom in to details, see whether there is something we need to take out. Select the subject layer where there might be things we need to go clicking away using the spot healing brush tool. And I bet you almost always there is always something to click away, something on clothes, some dirt, something on the shoe, a crack like this on my stool, there's some mud on the trouser, some reflections from some light on the floor. There is always something, some fold, some bad fold on the skin. You maybe some spot on a cloth, maybe rust from the hanging line, a spot on the skin, a pimple. There is always something to click away. So the best way is to start from one side and walk through as you click away things that needs to be clicked away. While clicking away here, I've noticed that I painted my color lookup on the t-shirt. It's a nice time to stop it, put a break to that, because I just want it on the skin. It makes the black look magenta-ish, which is undesirable. Sorry, I should be clicking on the subject layer. You must always remember to activate the right layer, otherwise you'll make messes or paint on something that is not a mask, and then you'll have stuff you don't want. Then you'll have to cancel the whole thing or press undo so many times, go back all the way. So be careful to not Now that we are here, let's whiten the eyes. Right on top of everything, inside the group of the subject, we drop a hue saturation. This is yellowness, but you can use the hand and click it. Maybe it will fall in the reds, yellows, cyans. I can see it here. It's not even cyan, so let's click it. It's greens. Then invert it and paint that back on the sclera. You can remember us googling so that we stop calling it eye white. We started calling it sclera, its proper name. If we didn't name it, why are we butchering the name? Should check from the people that called it a name and see what they called it. Adam named the person, the things. I don't know who named the body parts. It's not in the Bible, at least. Not even in the Quran. Nobody says who said those are large intestines and who said they are intestines in the first place. So I'm taking it away from the part that I feel that I overpainted using a black brush. The eye looks slightly grayish, so I'll pin to it selective color neutrals, and then I clip it, and then just take away cyan. You'll see now the eye looks correct. Takes away that grayness. You see, now we are like done good. I don't see anything else left to do except the branding. We just need to add the branding. I don't know whether I have a photo that has that branding inside it. Yeah, I do. It's here. So it. Oh, and the preacher is saying, let me show you that, but I would have missed that joke. The preacher is already asking you to subscribe. In the name of the cross, please subscribe. Listen to the preacher. If you couldn't listen to me, at least the preacher is talking to you. This is your message. Stop ignoring me. It's you I'm talking to. Subscribe, man. And hit the like button. You don't have to activate the notification bell. Just know what we are called. Search our name another time you are online and you want to watch something live. We'll be here to impress you with good edits. And if you have watched enough of our videos still and you're a subscriber, when we are live it will show up on your For You page. So trust me, you don't have to activate the notification bell, but even if you decide to do so, you're most welcome. That will still serve us well, or you better. It will serve you better. Just do what works for you. Subscribe works for us. notification works for you, so we both go home with something. Done. On to the next image. $61.39. My apologies, I think I've branded it twice, so there is a problem here. There is double labels. I'll export that then quickly and then we continue. Niende wapi na kwako ndo kuna uzima. Now we had already done the adjustments for this set of images. So if we don't do anything, we just can come in and use previous settings, which will do the most. But because if you are not here when we did it, I'll repeat it. So let's default, and then we just take down the whites, take down the highlights, drop the blacks, and that's all we did. You see, very simple. And then open it. First order of business, make a copy, rasterize it, so that we can make those other adjustments we want. We want to deal with these strings on the floor. They are very distracting for me, and I need to take them away. I'm making a selection using the polygonal lasso tool. How it works, you click once, click again wherever you feel like you are about to make a big change, and when you are making turns, because if I continue and I wanted to make a turn here, it will just go. So I'm creating an anchor, creating an anchor and clicking through. Then a whole new layer, clone tool, and then select this, ensure it's current and below. If it's there, just leave it, and then come sample a part of that background and just paint it in to repair that part. I'm going to add that to a solid color because I don't want to come back here when I'm doing the floor, so I'll leave it there. So I do the other side. I'm trying my best to keep straight lines. I click as I rotate, then on the layer below again, clone tool, sample a part, then come and paint it in. If it samples something you don't want, you sample elsewhere and continue painting. Niende wapi na kwako ndo kuna uzima, wendo wangu wa uzima wa milele. Niende wapi. I want to add this selection. White brush, Alt, backspace. Because the next thing I'm going to do is select subject. Let's add this white part inside the photo to that selection again by just selecting it like that. Then we activate it again. Brush, that is white, backspace, that is Alt, backspace, deselect, Control D. We've already done the lower part. Now we select the rest of the image, which is just we go to tool number 4, which is quick selection, and then click select subject. we did not activate the layer that has the subject, so let's join these two by selecting both and pressing on your keyboard Ctrl+E or Ctrl+E, and then again, now that you have activated the correct layer, that's a mistake we did, we do it again. You could also do it yourself. If it happens, just correct yourself, it doesn't harm anything. Kubali makosa alafu urudie. What matters is not how many times you repeated. It matters that your final product is good. We want to make adjustments. It thought, I don't know why it thought that this hand is not part of the subject, so we are going to include it. Then we tell it that this part is part of the background and exclude it, plus the t-shirt is part of the subject, the white is part of the background. Like that, our part is sorted. Let's see whether there is another part we need to deal with. None. Let's say the mirror is part of the subject, so we include it, because remember we made that selection earlier, except that we did not complete everything like we should have. Wendo wangu wa uzima wa milele, niende wapi na kwako ndo kuna uzima. Wendo wangu wa uzima wa milele. Let's tell it this is a background. We see whether it will select it with a negative brush. Yesu ni wangu ni wa uzima wa milele. Yep. Then let's try include the shoes that it has just excluded. Ni wangu wa uzima wa milele. Bwana Yesu ni mwokozi wangu, iye wa uzima wa milele. This is part of the subject. Make it straight. If it refuses, we'll come back and do a check layer. Perfect. Very nice. Now we do a check layer. Pick a color that is strong, that we can see. Then we move in through a zoom and correct the parts that Photoshop could not do right. For instance, I need a straight line here, so I'll make that straight line a polygonal lasso tool. I use that tool a lot. Click once. That and the pen tool are my go-to tools all the time, and levels instead of curves. Select that and then activate it. Brush while it's white, Alt backspace, then inverse that selection so you can take away the other part. Then while it's black, we paint away a part like this. And you see now that part is done good. There's a part we excluded. Let's include that. Smaller brush. Yeah, like that. That part is done good. Let's do the shoes. Sometimes there is a lot of problem on the shoes. Let's pick another color. Blue. Yeah, that's good. So that you can see edges here. We need to include this part. Select the mask, not the vector, the mask. And then ensure that your brush is white and it's hard. And then paint. To include that part of the shoe that Photoshop did not think was part of the subject. You wonder how does AI think? You see, the AI will replace us and it cannot know that that is part of a shoe. It means if I had asked it to remove the background, it would have cut that away. The idiotic AI. Right. Please do not think I'm bashing AI. AI is awesome. It is good in what it's good at, but it's bad in what it's bad at. That's why you human come in. I'll tell you what it's bad at. It cannot do anything until you make it do. It still needs a human to operate it. It needs you to write a prompt. You to write a prompt. So if you become a good prompt writer, then I'm including parts while using a white brush. Then you're at work. AI cannot replace you. It needs you so bad. Why it's given free most of the time. They also are looking for information from our images, from whatever it is we decide to do for the things we create, so that it can have faster database. There's nothing free. You're still paying for it, except that you do not feel that cost. Someday you will, after you have signed in your email, and then they are advertising some Alibaba things on your Facebook or whatever other place, and you don't remember scrolling down those things. You wonder how they knew you needed them. You just logged in, they spied on you, and now they know what you're looking for. They're putting it before your eyes. Inverse this, Control I. So then we go back in again and see what was included. Initially we were checking what was excluded, that should be included. Now we are looking at what is included, that should be excluded. Like these parts. Niende wapi? In many of our edits we've mentioned that the shadow is part of the background. So we include it with the background, not with the subject. Na kwa kondo kuna uzima, wendo wangu wa uzima wa milele. Keep adjusting the size of your brush accordingly so that it can fit in the tight spaces. And when you are painting, start with the frame, paint the edges first, then come take away the flesh in between. For instance, here I'll not start with like taking away this part. I'll start with aligning this through like that. If it takes it, it does. If it doesn't and it was here, now I'll finally take it away. Wendo wangu wa uzima wa milele, niende wapi? Na kwa kondo kuna uzima, aha. Wendo wangu wa uzima. That song I'm singing, in case I'm singing it badly and butchering it, someone did it well. He's called Danny Gift, with our very own guardian angel. The song is called Yesu ni wangu. It's on YouTube. Go search it. Watch it from there. You love that version more than this rant that I'm doing here. Fully a very shameless plug. It's not like the advert is paid for, but one man to another. A man has done a good job. Why not? Why shouldn't we talk about it? You're always talking about Traore. Just another man like us who is doing something in their country. Why not our singers who are doing something in our country? Even if I sing a song from a singer that is not Kenyan, I'll also tell you which one, and I'll send you there to go watch it, because the world is better when most of us have resources. Not when some of us, but when most of us have resources. Niende wapi? Na kwa kondo kuna uzima. Now we include this selection on this one, on this blue mask. Na kwa kondo kuna uzima. You remember we made this at the beginning when we were taking away the strings from the frame of the mirror. When you're shooting a photo like this, don't do it like me with dirty mirrors. Please go clean your mirror. I'll show you a quick way of taking care of that in edit, but that step can be avoided by just taking a tissue. Is it a tissue or a piece of tissue? A piece of tissue, and cleaning it up. We want to tell it that this is part of the background and that we are willing to add it to this blue section by pressing brush, ensuring it's white, then alt backspace. Then we tell it, though you thought the frame is part of the background, it's not. So we are also willing to take that away through the same process, but this time round with a black brush Alt, backspace. See, easy peasy. Done. We're not like changing the background to blue, we're just using that as a check layer. 2 groups, 1, 2. Copy the mask to the top. Click Alt, click the mask. If it has black inside, it is for the background, BG. Copy that, take it up, click it, click Alt, click the mask. Hold on Alt, click the mask. I think on command on Mac it's option. It's Alt on Windows, option on the Mac. Then if it has a hole inside, it should be for the background, but we want it for the subject, so we invert it by pressing Ctrl plus I, or double clicking the mask and click invert like that. And then we rename it and say this is for the subject SB. We need that that selection active, so we hold down on Control, double click the mask, and then deactivate the check layer. Go to the layer that has your subject, the topmost layer. Maybe I should always add that the layer we are picking is the topmost within the stack that has the subject, and then go to your actions. If you don't have this action, ask for it. I'll send it to you for free, and then play it. This very nice action to smoothen the background, done by one of our African creators called Brian Umo. He has good content on his channel. You guys should go watch it. I got this action not because I received a notification telling me go get an action, but because I was watching his channel, because it has good stuff. If an editor like me who puts out over 100 videos a month can watch Brian Umo, why not you? Go watch Brian Umo, you'll thank me. And if you don't thank me, you'll be happy that you went. Something for the background, so we go get it. This time round we want something simple like this. If you want these backgrounds, you still can pick my number and the title of this video, inbox me via WhatsApp and ask me how you can get it. I charge you some fee because I did not get it for free. I did not get them for free, and then I'll give you a stack of 6,000 backgrounds. Are they 6,000? Let me check. I need to like type that. Type JPG. As it loads, we continue editing. I want to see how many items there are in that group before I throw around words. You come excited and then you realize I don't have what I promised in my life, which will be dishonesty. And I don't like that attached to my name. I have just one name. I spoiled that one. I'm screwed. Now, let me take this away. We added the background we needed, this one, but then it comes too far. Now we want to stop it. That's why we are adding a mask and using the gradient to take it away like that. Just pushing it back. Ukwende. Like, go away. Like, rain, go away. Stuff like that. Yeah. And you can start anywhere until if you feel like you started too early and you missed it, you start lower, then lower, and then lower, then closer until you have enough background that you're happy with. When you do, you settle, but I'm not happy with that one, so I won't settle. I'll try another one, but I'll keep that mask. I'm going to need it. Yeah, I like this one. This one is good. Then change this blend mode to multiply, reduce its opacity. It looks good to me. Blur it up. Let's first make it 100. That was 32. I'll come back to it. Check. I want to take away this artifact, so we are blurring it for that reason, and the fact that it should be in the background, it should be part of the subject, so we are pushing it until we find a figure that solves that problem. It's 6.6 pixels on the Gaussian blur. We are going to use that a lot in many of our edits. Now we copy this mask and drop it up. I don't want it to go that far, so you remember the push out? take the gradient tool, select the mask, and try start lower than where we had started earlier. Now make it 32. Now the curse of editing photos with mirrors or using mirrors while shooting is that whatever you add to a background must also be added the flip version of it to the reflection in the mirror, because a mirror shouldn't just reflect the person but also the wall behind the person, or rather the roof, depending on the angle you shoot. Then I'll need to duplicate this up, then convert it to smart object so that the mask stays intact. Then I flip it horizontal, not horizontal, vertical, so it comes from the top to the bottom. Nyende wapi na kwa kondo kuna uzima, wendo wangu wa uzima wa milele. Yeah, like that. Now Control T for transformation, and then right click and then flip vertical. You see now I have that in here. Yes, I like how you understand. You have a very good brain. You're one of the best brains we can have. Now I need you to remind you also that because this is part of the mirror is out here, in here, and this is not a mirror. So if it reflects even on a wall, it effectively makes everything a mirror, and we don't want that. So we will need to restrain it by just selecting the frame of that mirror to use it as a mask, and just add a mask to it like that. You understand it. And then feather it a little so that the edges are not rough. I thought I didn't like teaching. See who is teaching now. It's awesome. Right. Maybe it's just schooling I didn't like. It wasn't teaching. Now we have the reflection together with, so these two make part of the background. I know this is the floor, but the floor is reflected on the floor. Oh, the wall is reflected on the floor, so we don't have a choice but show part of the wall inside the floor. We are still together, right? Now I'll blur it further, or reduce its opacity further in the reflection, because I don't want it to be too strong to distract us from seeing his reflection. I'll blur the background further so that it moves further back, but remember we'll use a 6.6. yeah, like that. Then we close everything and then drop a V6 on top of everything, a color lookup table. In the adjustment panel, color lookup table, drop it to V6 like that, and now you see everything comes around very nicely. However, we do not want it on the clothes, we just want it on everything else but the clothes. So we activate the mask for the subject, hold down on Control and double click it, and then go back to the mask that has the color lookup table and take it away from like rub it away with a black brush from that mask, so that we leave it just on skin. We need it hard. It is hard. It's harder than some of you will ever get. Did I say you? Sorry, some of us. I remember including you in our problems. I included you in my problems, thinking the problems I'm suffering from, you are also suffering from. Yeah, no, you get the joke. You'll get it. If you don't, then you should leave YouTube. You're not ready for mature jokes. Now this part. If your head cannot decipher what I just said, now you see the reason why you shouldn't have joined the church so early. And you should also shift from sleeping under a rock. It's not helping. So I'm still taking it away from the blacks. Yes, shift from that village, from the top of a hill, go to a place where there is internet. Those jokes will begin to fly in. But please don't join TikTok, especially not at night. Things that happen during live TikToks, especially those of women. For a person who just left the cave, activate the mask so we can adjust this part. For someone, with a brush, we are using spot healing, which we shouldn't. For someone who just left the cave, TikTok is not a good place for you. It's for us who have been outside the cave for a very long time. There is a blessing in being inside the cave. You stay undisturbed, and you don't have to listen to our politicians screwing our brains with pointless promises and pretense, as though they care, when we all know. When I say all, I mean including them. Make a copy, and then let's try solve. Take away these blotches we see in the reflection. Some of them, the rest of them, we are going to use a different style. The big ones. Next, we make a copy again. Now we do the most of them using filter, noise, dust and scratches. Let's zoom in so that you can see what you're doing. We take back everything. You see? Now we push the threshold in. Let's leave it at 20 or 30. Then begin to push the radius. It's similar to retouching. Then bring back the threshold. Take up the radius threshold. We want to push it up to a point where we lose those small white things on the clothes. And we add a mask to it. I'll press Alt on it, click the mask so that it comes inverted already. That will fasten everything, and then I activate the mask for the subject so that I can use it to paint in the part of the dress that I want to, of the clothing or the dress code, the attire, whatever word you want to call it, to replace it with the one that I just created that doesn't have those small issues. This can be avoided, trust me. The best way to avoid this. You're wondering, what are you doing with the button? Don't worry, you can bring it back. Reduce its opacity slightly, like that. Now we're good. There is always a way we overdo things, so reminding yourself that you could have overdone and you need to reduce the opacity of some things will be a blessing to your mind. It will save you from a lot of nonsense. Niende wapi na kwako ndo kuna uzima. The boy looks just fine. He doesn't require retouching. Let's merge this down so that we have everything stuck together on the last visible layer that contains the subject. I thought he does, but the eyes are yellow, so we are just going to hue saturation, directly pick the yellow and raise it up, invert it. See, sometimes you don't need to use a hand to sample. So you can see, if you can see the color that you need to take away, just select that one. If you find another one inside with a white brush, if you find another one inside that you need to take away later, you will add it to that selection and take it away again. But mostly this is the yellowing of the eye that we need to take away, like that, and we are done. Some of us will be comfortable with this composition. I feel a little uncomfortable, So we'll try first brand it. Wendo wangu wa uzima wa milele, niende wapi? Na kwako ndo kuna uzima. Wendo wangu wa uzima wa milele, Bwana Yesu ni mwokozi wangu. Yeah. I'm saving a copy first. Wa uzima wa milele. Some images are going to take longer than some to edit. Be comfortable with that. Now, the part I was telling you I'm not comfortable, I feel like the subject is too small in relationship to the rest of the image. So I want to recrop it to 4:5. Then recompose. Then keep that version so that the subject comes nearer and it's closer. Some will like that wide one so that they can crop the center the way I did for profile picture or something. But this is like when you're a photographer, you're like a god in that field. You determine the version of images people get. You get to make that call, because you cannot now send it to a client, ask her, do you like this crop, or I should crop it tighter? You don't. And even if you do, then you'll have to give them 2 copies. And if they know, you can always ask them. You'll always send them photo and they'll return them saying, can you remove that one? Can you add this one? Can you recrop it? Can you make the head bigger? Yeah. Be comfortable making those decisions. That branding looks very big. It is not the subject. The branding is just I like a watermark saying that this is our work. Copyright. Not necessarily the screen of the TV. It is just a small thing below the screen of the TV. At least you get the point. I'll save that copy again. Then move to the next image in that list. That one is, the next one is 6115. Niende wapi? 6115. Na kwako ndo kuna uzima, aha, wendo wangu wa uzima wa milele. If your Photoshop keeps crashing, now this time around, because you've just done camera raw, we are just going to apply previous settings and then see what adjustments we need to make there. Like raising exposure is one of the adjustments we need to make, like slightly, and change this slider, raise the shadow slightly so that you can see the face, not too much though, and then raise this black slider slightly also. Just find a sweet spot where most of the things look right. A little vibrance and then open. If your Photoshop keeps crashing, chances are you are using a very newer version that requires a kind of graphics card you don't have. My proposal is downgrade your Photoshop. If you're using a 2024, 2025 and it keeps crashing, downgrade to 2020. I'm using 2020. I've tried all of those others. My laptop has better, newer graphics card. It works with 2025. But I cannot teach on that laptop because I also want to keep my WhatsApp on because I'm still at work, so that I can answer clients' work, so that I can also send them their photos when I'm done with every stack. Like this stack, once it's done, it will be sent, and I do not want to expose the contacts of the clients, because this is not a tutorial about exposing contacts, it's a tutorial about learning how to edit. Or rather, you accompanying me while I do my work, but then me going an extra mile of explaining why I'm doing my work in that manner. Why did I decide to do that? Why did I add this? There are people who keep looking at my works and thinking, I like what that guy is doing, but I know he's expensive. Yes, because I charge 30,000 to teach this. Trust me, what you see me do here is like 10% of what I know. If I teach you, I won't teach you just this, and if you realize some of the things here are repeated over and over again. The processes are more or less the same, but when I teach you, I'll teach you everything, so that if a client brings you any kind of question, trouble, work, issue you need to address, then you are going to, I hope you understand what I'm doing. If you don't, just ask in the comment. If a client asks you what you, let's use a strong color so that I can see where the border begins and where the shoe ends. So if a client brings you a photo to add a person inside, to remove a person, to cut ahead, to crop ahead from a photo, to create a what? I've forgotten the name. To create a portrait for burial, to add a person on a family photo, all that kind of thing, to adjust, replace faces, make hair, change hairlines, liquefy the body, shape up hips, all that kind of things, retouching the skin, softening skin that is different, at least in my book. I'll teach you all of it. I'll teach you how to shoot those photos that you're supposed to edit. It's not just how to edit. If you pay me to teach you how to edit, mostly I'll start by teaching you how to shoot it, so that you learn how to shoot to edit. At least when you're shooting, you know what kind of edit that will be. Some of you might wonder why most kids I'm editing have dirty clothes. It's because kids play, and sometimes they find me with a queue. Like these ones were shot on Sunday. They'll find me with a very long queue, and the parents will allow the kids to continue playing as they wait, so that by the time we are starting to shoot, the baby is very dirty. Also, because of the queue and many things happening around me, I also happen to want to shoot quickly so that they can select. And I do also see that when I'm editing, like now, because trust me, if I saw it earlier, there is always a bucket with face towels to both clean the shoes in one bucket and to wipe jeans like this from another bucket. But then this is what happens if you did not see a client's dirty clothes while you are shooting. When you're editing, you'll deal with it. I'm trying to exclude the areas that were included that shouldn't be. We've said before that the shadow is part of the background. It's not the part of the subject. So we'll include it together with the background. And even while we clean that trouser, still, while you're shooting, a baby might still fall, play around, sit on the floor like he's sitting now, where you just shot someone 1 minute ago, and the other someone had dirty shoes. So again, the trouser is dirty again. So mostly the problem is I'm the cause of the problem, because even if I allow them to wipe, I don't have someone to mop the floor after every shoot. Every time I'm done with one person, maybe I was shooting a family of 3. So if I'm done with the first kid, someone comes and mops. I'm done with the second kid, someone mops. I'm done with the 4th kid, someone comes and mops. So that the floor is always clean and if they are dirty, I give them something to wipe, they wipe again. And you know, kids can easily get distracted. And while at it, I'm still working on my lighting, I'm working on the next post. People are always saying they are in a hurry, they want to shoot quickly and go. Probably the one you are shooting, the one you have already shot, the baby is already saying, "Twende nyumbani, let's go home." So you have to do that quickly for them to also have time to select and all that kind of thing. So mostly, for the most part, there are things you see when you're editing, even on adults, but there are things you cannot even if you saw them and corrected them fast, somewhere during the shoot, it will repeat itself, because that is good. That's what people who advertise Aereo said. Is it Aereo? Some washing powder they sell in Kenya. I think Omo or whatever it is. If it's not Omo, whatever it is. Yes. You'll also wonder why I'm editing a photo that doesn't have part of the hand. Now that you're very good at wondering things, I'll tell you, it will have a hand in a while. So worry not yourself. The hand will be there in a while. Actually, let's undo this step and go get the hand. So we'll come to the viewer, pick one with the hand that is similarly placed like the photo we just picked. That sound you're hearing is not is not a conditioner. Yeah, this one. We open it and bring it in. It is just the fan of my computer. That's just how much computer power it takes to do the edits you see me do. So if on your birthday as a photographer, bless yourself with, when I say bless, I mean gift yourself with a proper fast computer with a good graphics card. You'll thank yourself for it. Niende wapi na kwako ndo kuna uzima, wendo wangu wa uzima wa milele. Let me get some tea. Be back. If you're wondering how we do this to plug into the other one, first we'll change the crop.
Hello.
Just a minute, there's someone at my door.
the memories of days, a tapestry
We first change the crop to adjust so that you have space to fit that hand. Then we go get that image from the other tab, drag it, drop it on this tab, then bring it at the center, like that. Then push it around until your two hands align. I'm going to use the arrows. I think I have what I need. I'm taking away part of this finger from the initial background so that something aligns right here. Then I move this hand to the left. Like that. Use the brush. Not hard brush this time around. And blend this part. Perfect. Then we'll go to the background below and put a brush mask to it and take away this whole hand, the part that is in the other image that we don't want. Then make the brush bigger and take it away from the rest of the image so that we do not have double parts. There's a part we need back here there's a background part we need here, so we'll bring it back. And just like that, my friends, see, now we have the hand. There are times you click quickly before you compose. You already have the photo, but then you repeat it, because I did. Let me show you that. This photo is 15-16. Then you repeat, but then the baby changes 15-16. This one. This is the one we're editing. So you realize that even when you have others that are correctly composed, the baby doesn't have the same expression. So a parent picks a different one. You do not tell them, leave that one, the hand is cut off. Why say that? Also, why are you shooting at your clients when Photoshop is alive? Why are you saying you do not know how to use softwares? It's a blessing to know how to edit, trust me. Now we take a screenshot, or we merge everything down. Let's select all these, then merge it. Control E. Now we have one stack layer of everything. We continue with our edit. This is editing, my friend. Select subject. We go in, include parts that we feel Photoshop missed. because it will be hard for it to determine where the sole is and where the shoe is. We leave that part alone, but let's attempt this part. Maybe it will get it right. This will be the last photo I explain, because the explanation is the same all through. From there I'll just play music and edit the rest. But if I see I'm about to do something new, like I just did with the hand, then I'll put on my microphone and explain that part, so that I don't become redundant and repetitive. If you're already liking what you're doing, hit the like button. I will know you mean you like what I'm doing. If you don't, hit the dislike. Oh, we already had deselect. We already had the selection here, but it lacked the fingers, so we are going to use select. Subject, just to include the hand. Now I've selected I've clicked Alt, clicked the mask, so that I see the parts that I need to add. Paint that with white, and then I'm going to inverse that mask. That is select inverse, and then use black brush, and then take away from the part that it had selected the other hand. There are still a few things that needs polishing in here, especially between the fingers. But you're going to do that, and we are going to do that. Not but and. This part seemingly is part of the soul, so let's include it. We inverse it, the mask, so that we can come back and correct this finger area. I'm sure it has problems, or rather I could see it had problems. The selection did not happen perfectly. So I'm toggling between white and black successfully, or accordingly, needfully, to correct the parts that I need corrected. The only thing I also need to mention is that my brush is 100% hard than some of our lives. Or rather, maybe our lives are harder than the brush. If you're struggling with your life currently, there is an issue you're dealing with, receive hugs from wherever you are. God will grace you up. You rise again from that. If you doubt me, I need to ask you a question. Do you remember what was troubling you on the Thursday of August 2011? You don't, right? That's how problems fade away. When they have faded away, you don't even remember they existed. Even these too shall pass. And you'll forget about it just like you forgot about the problems you had in 2011. And you live to glorify whichever God it is that you worship. It will surprise you that one day we'll wake up and find that we've been worshipping the same God, thinking we are worshipping different ones. It's only that he's so big we understand him from one side. Like, there are some people who think you're very boastful because there's a side of you they know that the rest don't. There are people who think you're humble because there's a side of you they know that others don't. There are people who think you are kind because there's a side of you they know that others don't. Some think you're loving, some think you're an idiot. It doesn't mean that they are thinking all those things about different people. No, they're thinking about all those things, about the same person. The difference is their experiences with you. So it might come as a surprise when one day we realize that though we almost fought and killed each other, arguing about God, we were all worshipping the same God, except that we know him differently from different angles, from different approaches taught about him by different teachers and preachers. And we thought the version we know is the superior one, but it has been the same God the whole time. Someone will ask, what about the Indians? Don't they worship the cow? Do they? I have seen people worship and pray with the rosary. It's not like they worship the rosary. They use it as a tool. Probably there is so much wonder that the Indians see in a cow that they think this is how we perceive God. If God can do all this, if God can be in this, because people see God in things that are way above them. So probably there's a wonder they have noticed in a cow that makes them worship God through the cow. And God understands ignorance. When you are ignorant and you don't know, if your intention, the intention of your heart is right, God will still understand. You are in the search looking for him. Besides, it was his mistake. He should have knocked your door and introduced himself. But now that God doesn't do that, some of us will stumble looking for him. It will be so sad if he doesn't understand that all men were doing was trying to understand him, looking for him. Now that he refused to ever knock our doors and introduce himself, to hold a crusade, a mega crusade, to go live and tell us all about him. So that version you are worshipping, even that rock, might just be that is how you perceive God. So you are still worshipping the same God, the right one actually, except that you perceive him as the God of the rock, or rather the God in the rock. I know you'll not understand me now, but maybe one day I'll cut this part of the video again, many years later, and we are going to go around thinking about it, talking about it. And then you'll see that we have all been trying to understand God, worship God, connect with God, but he has not been trying to introduce himself to us. I'm 36 now. I've never heard his voice. So even if he spoke outside today, or inside, or around me, I might think someone is shouting from the other room, or whispering if he decides to whisper. I wouldn't know it's God. Because even the people who taught us how to pray, they taught us how to talk to God from our side, never to listen to him. They also did not tell us how he talks or how we should hear him. Probably we've heard him way too many times, but we didn't know it was him because nobody taught us that is his voice. And he has never cared to knock our doors and explain himself or hold alive so that we understand his voice like we understand Andrew Kibe's voice. For those who don't know Andrew Kibe, let's use Andrew Tate. They are both Andrews. You see, how you know Andrew Tate's voice, even if you had it play a short video in somebody's phone, is because Andrew Tate decided to bring his opinions online using his real voice, not AI voice. Unfiltered. We know how he breathes when he speaks. We know how close to the microphone he talks. We know how far away. We know his opinions. Even if somebody typed something they heard from Andrew Tate, we can easily guess. We know who you are following online. maybe if there was a kind of online space for God, if online here doesn't mean internet, but whatever source. I know some of you will think the Bible, the Quran, whatever. But both of you and I know if your grandmother wrote a book, you will not understand her through it, because there won't be her face inside there. You won't touch her hand inside there. You won't hear her voice. You might see her picture, but you cannot even guess how shaky or firm her voice is. That is how much disconnected the Bible is from God. We cannot feel tangibly His presence. And even when we do, we can mistake it for something else, because we do not know that what we are feeling is God. That's why I said, whatever God you worship, because I'm not fighting with you over which God you worship. It might turn out that we all worship the same God, except that we have different approaches. Hence we perceive God differently and think that the one we worship is superior, is different, is better understood, has better motive, is the true one, but it is just the same God. We are the ones that hardly see Him the same way. I'll give you another example. When a doctor looks at a buttock, let's say of a woman, they know it's a nice place to inject if the woman is sick. When a man at a bar sees the buttocks of a woman, they think that's a good one to spank. What if it was twerking in front of me? Because the doctor sees it as a doctor, you see it as a lustful idiot. I know you're listening. The owner does not even see it, but uses it daily to sit on it. It's the same thing. But if you found doctors set somewhere discussing buttocks, they might talk about how hard some are to inject, how many nerves there is in one, and all that, the anatomy in it. When you find men in a club discussing buttocks, they'll discuss how soft, smooth, how nice it is to spank some of them and all that. And the owner, if you see him discussing buttocks, he's just wondering whether the shape looks good in a skirt or in a trouser or whatever. It's the same buttocks, just different approaches. It doesn't mean it's not the same buttock. It is. I know you understand. It's just like money. If I give it to a municipal council officer, I'll say, and I bribed him with 2,000. But if I give it to my girlfriend, I'll not say I bribed her with 2,000. I'll say, and I give her 2,000. If I gave it to a poor person, I might say, and I blessed her with 2,000. Because poor people can only be blessed. There is a verse in James that says, the poor is blessed of the better. Or the lesser is blessed of the better. So if I have 2,000, I'm blessing you with it. You see? It's the same money. So one day, after listening to all those conversations, we just realized we were just discussing the same 2,000. But the people who were discussing a bribe, they thought they were discussing different money. You know? Just like some people think they are our clients and others think they are customers. Like I think mine are clients, and you tell me customers are right, I tell you customers don't come to my studio. That's the reason I don't like customers at my studio. I only invite clients, because clients are not right. They are right when they do what I tell them, when they comply to my business policies. You see? But still, it is the same person. A person with a need who comes seeking for a service. You serve them with it. They pay you for it. Some will call that a customer. Someone will call it a client. One day you realize regardless of which term you used, we were all discussing the same person. That might be the same with God. Actually, the person that called him Rapha is not the same that called him Nissi. Not the one that called him Ebenezer. Because the one that called him Ebenezer, did I say Ebenezer? No, it should be Ebenezer. Whoever called him Ebenezer did not experience him the same as the one who called him Nissi. It was the same God though. You see? It's just like your mother. Some of your siblings call him mother. Some call them mom. Some called her mommy. Some call her mama. It's the same person. That's what I'm saying. So, we might argue a lot about which God and whose God. But even God could not decide whether he was the God of Moses or God of Jacob. He had to add Abraham to that list, as though he was not the same God throughout. He was, but they all experienced him differently. So he's saying, if when I say Abraham, you don't see all the experiences, also visit Jacob. I'm also the one that did those things to Jacob, the ones I never did it for Abraham. Because I'm a God of many sides. You might just know one side, but I have many sides. But you'll understand. Once you understand how clever I am, you respect what I'm saying. People like me don't just talk. They spit wisdom. Namagedaka. Such a nice place for editors to discuss God and serious matters. Looks like this is a good vibe. We should be sometimes picking a topic while we are editing and discussing that. Like I could be editing through, and if I see something I'm doing nice, I also explain what that is, while at it we discuss politics, football, God, money, savings, money market funds, investments, women, children, love, insurance policies, cars. Did I say policies? It's not policies, it is policies. Cars, planes, you know, Putin, Russia, America, Kenya, you know, we discuss our country, we discuss Maponga, J. Marara. That man is a brain and another brain multiplied by a square root of the same brain, the square of the same brain. It's too much wisdom in one person. I listen to him sometimes and I think, man, I'll never think that. Oh my goodness, that's a good approach. Oh my, that's a good thought. Yeah, that's nice, you know. What a point. What a good approach. And I know maybe you're waiting for the part where I'll say, I know I don't always agree with him. I do, always. Because why should I disagree with him? At which point do we even have grounds to disagree with J. Maponga Marara? I don't. Instead of disagreeing with him, I should issue my opinion, which he also shouldn't disagree with. Everybody is entitled to theirs. What are we doing disagreeing with each other in Africa? Who is it helping? It's not our business to disagree with each other. It's our business to lift each other. You say, I hear you, sir. I get what you're saying. I see churches fight with each other. There's a pastor in Nigeria. trying to remember his name. It's hard to remember it. Itakuja tu. It will come when it comes, I tell you. He says things that people don't agree with, and they find the need to disagree with him online. I think he's stupid. If what someone is saying is not about to make your daughters fall or your children go to hell, why are you disagreeing with him online? Number two, if it could, and you know he's a successful teacher, isn't that why you are a father in the first place? Why don't you teach your children the ways they should go? He doesn't, the black book doesn't say, ask them to listen to Marara. It says, teach your children the way they should go. Now, instead of teaching your children, you're spending that time shouting at, the pastor is called Pastor Abel, I think. You can do a quick search. In one of his recent videos, he said that the devil was not created in heaven. And someone is busy shouting, complaining, saying, you are misleading people. The truth has a way of coming out. And if you are the one with the truth, instead of shouting at the people who tell a lie, you see, you have to tell us what he said for you to tell us that it's a lie. In that case, you're helping him propagate the lie if it is a lie in the first place. Instead of wasting your time doing that, how about you teach us your truth? Somehow, light shines in the darkness, and darkness does not comprehend it. If we must keep discussing the dark, then we don't even have light in us, because you don't discuss with the dark. You just put on a torch and the light and the darkness disappear. Si mnanisikia hata nyinyi wenye mnafanyisha interview mapepo? You don't discuss with a demon. I know some of you think, but Jesus asked them, who are you? Yes, because they talked to him first. Then they said there are many. They didn't even say who they were. That is how disrespectful demons can be. You meet the Son of the living God, purportedly. And I'm saying purportedly because he threw doubt at it one day when he said, if you be the Son of God, if you be the Son of God, turn this bread into. So he's saying, allegedly you are the Son of God. And even then, I'm still not going to tell you who I am. I'm just telling you the number. Just pure arrogance. But Jesus was not even better. He was asked, are you the King of the Jews? He said, it's not me. It's you that said it. He called people fox. You think just because it's him, it is right to do? Isn't he the word of God, the one that made the foxes and then the people? How is he then confusing himself between the fox and the people if he's the one that made them? If anyone should know the difference, is the maker. The maker should know that this is a fox and that's a person. So again, just because I say the devil can be arrogant, do not imagine that the Jesus they were being arrogant to was any better in that circumstance. Maybe he was getting the fair share. I've heard people complain talking about the black Jesus stuff. Maybe the first question is, what was he doing in Israel? Are Jews black? I've not seen any yet, but are Jews black? When we talk about black Americans, are there some Jews within the black American community that are also black like the black Americans? Get comfortable with the God you're worshiping. We are likely to be worshiping the right one. No amount of noise should make you think that someone else has a better God. He promised in that book that he will one day write his commands in people's hearts, so they will know when they are right and when they are wrong. If God thinks you are going the wrong direction, he'll introduce himself to you, reveal himself. There was nothing special about Abraham. God chose him from amongst idol worshippers. Some of you are just drunkards. Some of you just love sex. You are not idol worshippers. You've not even picked other gods to worship. So God has no reasons to turn his face away from you. He has more reasons to come near to you because you also his. And if he really requires you to know him, he'll see to it that he introduces himself to you. There's no better people than people that know themselves. And there were times we thought Americans were better. Then China learned something they could do. Now we think China is powerful. Even your country, if people find out themselves, you'll also say, Kenyans are good at races. We know they cannot make a phone, but at least they can win any race they are given. Those ones can even chase the devil away. Some others are good in football. All that kind of thing. Find your space. Don't fight Americans for what they are good at. Just be good at something yourself. This envy is pure nonsense. You know, the beauty of internet is you can speak your mind and the world will listen at some point. Because you're allowed to have a mind. Yeah, you're allowed to have a mind. I was watching a documentary by Wasafi TV. If you don't know Wasafi, learn some Swahili, please. Or search it on Google. In a program called The Storybook of the fight between Israel and Gaza. Palestinians, to be precise. And how that fight was started by God. Because he's the one that gave some people the land that was made for others, or rather, others lived in it. And the people that lived in it decided we are not letting our land be dominated by aliens, strangers. And the said strangers feel you are given this land by God. He gave it to a forefather, Abraham. Yeah, by word. You know that promises are not binding. They didn't write it on a WhatsApp chat. There were no screenshots. There was no title deed. No surveyor was involved. So these ones have a word for it. The other ones have papers for it, I guess. Or rather, history of having lived there long enough and brought up their children in the same place. So if God was fair, at which point did he forget that that land belonged to Palestinians? And why did he allow his people to fight for something he gave them all their lives? Joshua died fighting. Moses died before he could even start the fight. Many are born, some will still die while they are still fighting the same fight over land, the land that some say we lived here, this is our home. Some say God gave it to us. And because I told you earlier that God has not yet opened a WhatsApp group or a Facebook Live or something like that, or a prophet that could speak in his voice, not in place of him, like him in his voice, so that we could understand him, then ultimately the Palestinians think Israelites ni jaba tu wako nayo. They are just telling stories that are neither here nor there. Because if God told you that, why didn't he tell us? You see, good communication is when you communicate both sides. If he had the mouth to come tell you, this is your land from today, he should have come and told us, I've given up your land to some other people, but because I'm the God of the land, the one that gives land to people, I have intentions to give you land elsewhere. Shift to this and that place, or I'll kill you, or you don't deserve some space, or whatever it is. So because he didn't do that with Palestinians, they think you guys are telling empty stories. So the fight has lasted years. Before I was born, the fight was on. It is still on. It is sad when people fight over years for something that should be theirs through whichever means. If it's supposed to be theirs because God gave it to them, or it's supposed to be theirs because they lived there long enough, or God allowed them to live there earlier. Why must people keep killing each other, killing children, killing women, killing men? You see, we always talk about women and children as though men are not humans. Actually, we need to reserve men, because men can get women and children. There was a man who, because of him, God got a woman for him. So even if we just left a man, God will still think it's not good for a man to stay alone, and he'll give him a woman, and the man will bring the child. So instead of killing the man and reserving women and children, maybe we should save the man. That's besides the point though. Or is it? It feels bad to see people fight. There was once a fight in Kenya in 2007. I live in Rift Valley. That is home. I know what war can do to people. How it turns brothers and sisters, neighbors, pastors against their own flock. How it turns communities against other communities. Let's call them tribes, because community can be anything. Even a church is a community, and it's a mixed up of tribes. So let's say one tribe, one ethnic community to another ethnic community, they just turn against each other and devour each other like animals and burn infrastructure. I don't have a solution in my mind. But if it's true that it's God that gave land that belonged to someone else to another person and never told the person who lived there that I've given out your land, I don't know what to say about it. It's very saddening. Trust me, very saddening. And what if it was not God? You see, some of you are wondering, why am I saying if it was God, as though I don't know it's written in the Bible? The Bible is a record of past things that happened, not the things that are happening. What if someone misquoted that record? What if somebody wrote, did you study literature? That the more a story is transferred from one person to another, it changes versions. Just try this. Tell someone to tell someone something, and tell that person who was told something to tell that thing to someone else, and you'll see the story changes versions over time. So I'm saying if. This is a big if. And remember where I said we might be worshipping same God, different versions? Maybe it's someone who just had their own epiphany. They were stuck in their heads, and they thought that the voice they are hearing is God's, just because they did not know his voice. Because the very first question is, if he never came to introduce himself to someone, so that you can tell it's his voice. The person that heard him say, I've given you this land, how did they know it was him and not their brain? And didn't he make Palestinians? So why did he give their land away and leave them here? He should have taken them away. If he did not take them away, why didn't he give them a place to live? Must they fight forever? Israel is not better than Palestine. Palestinians are not better than Israel. The world is large. We can all fit in. Even if somebody came and said God gave them Kenya, for instance, like some people from another country, or maybe from space, let's not give them a country so that we don't say it's invasion from another country. They say that God made them and told them that Kenya, Githurai 44, is their portion from today. Who is going to allow them to have that? Even if they came with a radio cassette, recorded the voice of God, how would we know that that is God's voice? Unless God accompanies them. And even if he accompanied them to come tell us, I've given your land to them, how would we know that the person we are talking to is actually God? You see how complex these things become. I think it's at that point we say, I know mom told us we are of the same dad, but we do not know that is true. I know some of us think you don't look like us, but you might be looking like some of our forefathers, the ones we've never met. So instead of us fighting, saying who deserves this inheritance, by the fact that we are all here and the land is large, at least we can build, if not make food, at least we can build houses for each one of us. Let's share it equally, or rather build an estate and then we share the houses. Then you rent out what you cannot live in. Then we peacefully live together. Because what is the essence of fighting over land when you are going to live it ultimately? My mother told me the other day that she once felt the vanity of things that my grandmother, this is my mother telling me that her mother, after having inherited a very piece of land, a very big piece of land from her husband, the father, she finally inherited a 2x6, I think, a 4x6 grave from land that is both where she was buried and scattered in other places in other parts of the country. But even the love of her husband could not keep her with the land forever. See how sad that is. Even if we say these parties, my grandmother's, she still cannot enjoy that because she's dead. She says in Kikuyu, ũgĩkĩnengĩrwo mũgũnda mũnene mũgũnda-inĩ ũkĩrĩ waki mũgũnda mũnene ũkĩrĩ waki agĩkorwo ona we ndũkaũgaya ũgacoka ũthikwo handũ hanini hatangĩakwo kĩoro. So there are still people fighting, and we want to attach our names to other people's pieces of land. Hence land grabbing. We even grant fields that are intended for kids to play in, Kifo Kisimani. But I can tell you this much. We'll all be buried in a 4x6. And that shall be our inheritance, regardless of what you are told God said. And the pains we caused others shall be remembered forever and attached to our names. We'll have no legacy when we are dead. I know even if you had legacy, there is nothing you can do with it at your death. There's no way legacy helps you when you're dead. It's better when you're alive. But still, the fact that even if you had 20 acres of land, whether genuinely owned or stolen, grabbed, or having claimed God gave it to you, or having claimed I lived here before you, because even if you lived in somebody else's land, no matter how many years you live, living there for long does not legitimize you owning it. Overstaying your welcome is not the same as transfer of ownership. Still, that death thing, that death curse that we all suffer will ensure that it's vain. Instead of even enjoying a day in your life, you cried over tear gas while fighting to grab someone's land or your life. And then you died and was buried in some common grave for everyone in your country. That even what you're fighting for, probably you never got it. And your children will not get it. They'll keep fighting. Then we live a world where we didn't even enjoy peace for a day because we have different claims to make over things that we will live here and go under the earth. Because even if you said you shouldn't be buried when you're dead, it will even be worse, because then if they cremate you, is that word cremation or embalm? I think embalm. If they burn you to ashes, then you'll not even inherit the 6x4 land you are fighting for. You'll end up in a can, a small container as ashes. You'll end up, oh my goodness, you'll end up as ashes in a small container. Even the buried are owning bigger land space. And even those don't earn those spaces, they are buried. Someday they'll be dug up and something else will be buried there. Someday somebody will build a house on top of your grave, because you'll have died too many years for us to trace. For us to see any signs of a grave. And so somebody else will build something around, or rather on top of the grave that we even thought is your inheritance. If so, even the 6x4 is not an inheritance. We will still erect a story building above you, and people will have sex from above you, And people will also meet in those houses having more fights over land, thinking they will own it because you didn't. In that building, people will fight. Brothers will kill each other over land. Only for them to end up like you. When people are fighting from above the soil, they don't realize that they might be stepping on someone under the soil who died for the same reasons they are fighting. And I know we want to believe that you better die for a good cause. But if success is when you get what you're fighting for, if still you will leave behind what you fought for other people to determine what becomes of it, if still even the land, the place you're buried, you cannot own it, tondu mukui ndari giake, ndari Ngai. If even the can where your ashes are put in because you decided you shouldn't be buried so that you enjoy the 6x4 for longer, if you can still not own that can because for some reason a random kid can break it and there's nothing you can do about it. A random kid can break the can of ash where your ashes are stored. A random kid. An earthquake can break everything, can crash down houses. Then you realize, yes, it's true. It is vanity. We can live for nothing, acquire nothing, die for nothing, inherit nothing. The only thing we will know is that we claimed this, we proclaimed that, we thought we were Christians. We were not. If Christian is something you have to do, then you're not a Christian. We thought we were lesbians, but you are not. If lesbian is something you have to do, then you're not a lesbian. We thought we were gay. We thought we were Hindus. I know there's a difference between Hindus and Indians. And if I'm wrong, someone correct me. But again, if being a Hindu means you have to shave your hair, you must do for you to become, then you're not. You are what you are when you do nothing. You don't do anything to become something. To become what you are, you don't. There's a very difference between what you are and the positions you can get yourselves. Those are places you put yourself. You are what you are when you don't do anything. Like your meal, whether you eat food or not, whether you wake up or not, you'll die meal. Like you're alive, whether you love sex or not, whether you worship God or not, you are alive. When you'll die because you have lost that life. I know you're listening. It then there's no need for us to keep fighting over something we cannot grasp, own, have. And if someone argues with me saying, no, you better live for something than live for nothing. Die. You better die for something than live for nothing. There is no day dying was better. If all you needed to do was die, you should have killed yourself early. Why must you provoke someone to kill you? Just kill yourself. I'm not advocating for suicide here, but I am saying that you haven't killed yourself yet. Means life has value. and your life has value just like your brothers. Your brothers have values too, just like your sisters, just like another person's kid. Other mothers love their children just like you love yours. We need to live in mutual respect. Say, I hear you. Because I really hope you do. I do really hope you do hear me. So if you are fighting as brothers, over something you or your children can never own, something you found here and are sure to leave it here, re-examine your ways. Enjoy the presence of your brothers where they are alive. Enjoy the presence of your sisters while you still have them. Enjoy the presence of your mothers. Enjoy the presence of your neighbor. Do not cause other people's pain. Just the way you don't like pain, don't cause other people's pain. If you like pain, just inflict yourself. Go sign something with the police. Say, I would like to inflict pain in myself. The best way is not to kill yourself, actually. Is to go to a prison. Just ask them to throw you inside. You stay in a prison for a month. You realize you don't even like pain like you thought you did. I know some of you think you like pain. That's why you do tattoos all the time. Try prison. Try prison. Find a reason to go to prison without harming someone. Like go shout outside the policeman. Go insult everyone outside a police scene, something. Get yourself in prison. Then you will know how sweet it is to be alive, to be free from pain, to be free from hurt. I hope you understand what I'm discussing here. We are better when we live together. That's why even God instructed people to be together in the ark. That's why He put us together on earth. Some of us could have lived elsewhere, but God put us together so that we can enjoy each other's presence. I'm done editing that stack of images. If there's a part you didn't understand, you can just ask the question. I'll do a video. A tutorial explaining just that one part. Now this is what we've edited. First image, before, after. To do this, you just hold on Alt and click the first layer. After, second image, before, after, third image, before, after, fourth image, before, after, last image, before, after. Thank you for sitting around. Thank you for being with me here. Like the video on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't. Join me in my next live. If I issue an opinion you don't agree with, don't fight me. Just go live also and issue also your own opinion. We all have different brains brought up in different environments. We perceive things differently, just like we perceive God, and think we are worshiping different gods when we are essentially worshiping one, but understand him differently. Thank you. See you in the next live.